Hello everybody, and of course welcome to the ESPL Weekly Series number 6 Finals. This one between SNA plus 4, also known as Wild Witch Doctors, and the Mongolz. Already one in favor of the Mongolz. Don't go anywhere. This next game should be, I hope at the very least, as exciting as the last one. We'll see exactly how it pans out. However, I am of course Briefcase with my very squeaky chair. Oh my god, what was going on there? But of course with me for the long haul is my friend, my co-caster, Mito.
Yep, so now we're in game 2, wow. And that was an action-packed and fast-paced game 1. At first, I was so worried for the Mongolz. I was like, are they going to be able to hold out the push? And they did. Not only did they hold out the push, but instead they turned it around completely and went for that like massive team fight that they have. And yeah.
Right, you can't help but love to see that happen, honestly. Like when it comes right down to it, and and you see, oh, this kind of pocket, maybe cheeky strat being used, and it doesn't pan out, and you see it kind of break upon the rocks of the Mongolz and that sort of thing, and they flip it on their head. It's always really enjoyable, at the very least, to see that happen. And we do. It looks like we have disconnect on light blue, but not the end of the world, I don't think. Here's hoping everything pans out fine and he comes back, but we'll see. But anyways, a pretty exciting game, and I think it's going to make Wild Witch Doctors SNA plus 4 kind of rethink what they can do against the Mongolz, because obviously on a lesser team, on a team that can't execute quite as well as the Mongolz could, and obviously SNA quite good at finding little openings and finding the farm they need, that probably would have worked, but the Mongolz able to rebuff them for not their hubris, but just for that strategy. And I mean, a nice game, a nice show of just clean, crisp play coming out of the Mongolz there.
Now this game, it feels like SNA, they go for a very, very different strategy, opting to start out with the Ancient Apparition and Mirana. They both have some form of stun, but not very reliable to begin with. Not sure what they're gonna combo with those two. Shadow Demon? I don't know. Bane Elemental? They'll have plenty to go on, but nonetheless, it feels like this is a game where it's Mongol's turn to start playing a little bit of that. I don't think I've seen them use Nature's Prophet, but this is gonna be a first for me, so very excited.
Yeah, no, Nature's Prophet and Nyx Assassin, that has basically been the MO of SNA plus 4 for this tournament. They've been running them. I think they've ran them in every single game except that last one that I've seen them play. And it's always worked out really well for them, obviously. They just rat Dota it all day and have a great time, and obviously find their kills, find their towers as well. And everything just kind of works out nicely for them, but it doesn't look like the Mongolz wanted to let that happen this time around. Obviously SNA plus 4, they've picked up that Ancient Apparition. Doesn't combo too terrifically with the Mirana. Obviously one Mirana arrow will lead to a cold feet and vice versa, but to get that initial one off is just so inconsistent. You just don't know if it's really going to pan out any single time, and I'm fairly interested to see exactly who the Mongolz are gonna pick up here. Obviously they've banned out some fairly tanky heroes, and oddly enough SNA plus 4 banning out some weaker, or I shouldn't say weaker, but some of the squishier ones in Veno and Shadow Demon. Oddly enough, Shadow Demon works very nicely with AA and Mirana, so just kind of unexpected, I think. And now Dazzle actually being picked up by the Mongolz. Not too sure if we saw him earlier, but coming out of him, we saw him earlier in this tournament at the very least, and he did a whole lot of work there. Wasn't able to bring to victory, but still very nice. And obviously combo that with some Treants can be a lot of damage early on coming out of the Mongolz, but SNA plus 4, it looks like they are happy to go maybe a little bit greedier. They pick up a Doom already, and I mean, both lineups, they're looking fine, just fine to me. Mito, your opinions, your thoughts?
10 seconds remaining.
Interesting. Like both lineups so far, still don't really know what's happening. No idea how they're gonna lane. We've seen Sankey play Dazzle as a mid solo, but it can also be a support. Nyx Assassin can go mid as well. It's very hard to predict how they're gonna lane so far. Probably, most likely gonna be a Nature's Prophet off lane, right? Because that's the role that the hero's normally in. But it doesn't have to be that way. They can go very greedy as well, starting out with a jungle's Nature's Prophet. Viper, Is it gonna be a carry Viper or is it gonna be a mid solo Viper? There are just so many questions going through my mind as of now. Once again, SNA +4, they whip out the Witch Doctor.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, if you're going to go big and you're going to go in the finals, why not go as your namesake? It worked out for them terrifically last time around, and honestly, you look at the Mongolz lineup, they don't have a terrifically good way to deal with Witch Doctor. Obviously, you have Dazzle, who his poison will eventually stun him. Nyx Assassin has a stun, and Spike Carapace might be a problem, but if you get those two heroes to blow those abilities quite early, and you happen to get Witch Doctor in the back, you get that ult going, and all the stars align and everything works out quite nicely. I mean, I think you're well poised to get a lot of damage coming out of that Death Ward from the Witch Doctor in this game.
Oh yeah. Are they gonna go for something that they did before, going for that Doxia, or is it gonna be a safe lane Doom or a mid solo Doom? Because SNA +4, if they want to, this is a very potent aggressive trial lane with Mirana, Ancient Apparition, and Witch Doctor. Just having that chilling touch, it does incredible amount of damage. And then letting Doom solo against Nature's Prophet is quite easy as well, as long as you have a stout shield. You've got Scorched Earth. There's virtually no opportunity for the Nature's Prophet to kill you. Now we have a Wraith King.
That's the first time I think we've seen him played in the ESPL. Unless I'm mistaken, we have not seen him a lot at all.
Really?
Yeah,
I felt like I've seen Wraith King here and there.
Maybe it's not the first time. Maybe it's like, either way, he does not show up at all. So at the very least, that's fairly interesting. And I mean, I guess he's gonna be a carry. You think?
Hey, we did talk about the Doom before, right? Up against the Wraith King. Wraith King simply doesn't care. It's like, okay, you throw your AA ultimate at me, you throw the Doom at me, but I will always have that second life. And as if that's not enough, there's still a Shadow Priest that can heal me, you can Shallow Grave, and generally Viper and Wraith King are very hard heroes to kill. But the only downside with the Mongolz is I don't think they have that much burst in the... Oh, are we having a remake or what's happening?
I don't know. Looks like we have some
chat.
mass disconnects, and I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Obviously, a remake is well on its way.
Ah, okay.
So is it a remake?
Yeah, it's a remake from the chat.
All right.
The server is very laggy apparently. Just switching to a different Luxembourg server.
Got it. There we go. There you go, everybody. So we will be right back. Now I just need to adjust this sign once again every single time that this doesn't pan out perfectly. I need to do that, and we'll just get right back into that game. Stay tuned. And there we are, everybody. We're right back into it. I think all the audio settings are terrific and everything is fine and lovely in the world. And of course the picks are the same. Nothing has changed. Don't worry. The only thing that is different is that there's actually less time between now and when the creeps spawn and the runes spawn than there normally is. So a little bit of a detriment if you're, say, playing techies, but otherwise everything is a-okay. And let's get into who is actually playing who very, very quickly. SNA going to be this witch doctor this time around. Doom being played by IX Mike. Ush as the Wind Ranger. Bry, or Bree, however you want to say it, as his ancient apparition. And Seven Eve's going to be playing as the Mirana. Mito, please take the Mongolz, my friend.
Alright, so for the Mongolz,
come on, before they engage!
Have engagement soon. Storm playing as the Nyx Assassin, we have Paxa playing as the carry, Wraith King, we have Huntsman, MGL playing as the support, Shadow Priest. Mid solo, we're gonna have Sankey playing as the Viper, and finally we have Masquerade playing as the offlane Nature's Prophet.
Alright, nice, speedy talks. Good job, my friend.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, and SNA, he gets a double damage. This tri-lane is going to be, I feel like it's going to be quite difficult for Wraith King all the time. Obviously, he does have the Shadow Priest here to defend him, heal him up with Shadow Wave at the very least, but having 3 max range heroes is just gonna destroy you in lane, no matter what melee hero you are. And now that SNA, I think he's actually the hero with the highest base damage in this trio. He is indeed. Since he's picked up this double damage, you just can't get anywhere close for the first couple waves.
Oh yeah. Devastating. DD, Rune, Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor traditionally has always been one of those great support heroes that has insane harassment potentials, especially if he decides to learn 1 level into Voodoo Restoration and he has to zone out someone.
Oh, what a stun right off the bat, and of course there, SNA in a heap of trouble. Oh, it is that Shadow Wave that's doing it. As long as Storm and Paxa get right into the thick of things, that is just too much damage for these low health, paper thin heroes to deal with early on. I thought it was definitely going to be a first kill by the way of SNA +4, but looks like I'm just wrong. Whew. Didn't see that coming by any means. As far as this mid is concerned, a little odd that there's not corrosive skin already on Desanke. Would have really hurt Ush already. As far as the top goes, however, Doom against Nature's Prophet. This sounds pretty even. He shouldn't be having too bad of a time, I feel.
Oh yeah, at mid, Ush started out pretty well. They traded a lot of hits between the 2 heroes. But Ush recognizing that, hey, Viper Sankey, he doesn't have all that many regen. So he starts playing really aggressively, and look, oh, this might even be a solo kill.
Oh, one more hit away.
1 hit away.
Got away with 4 HP. Ush robbed that kill, it feels like, just a little bit. However, they have warded this quite nicely, obviously. This does block this camp, making life quite a bit harder for this melee carry on the bot lane, but still, not too much coming out of SNA. I thought they'd really be pestering him with the fact that Chilling Touch is there, but I suppose he is quite tanky. He's got a good amount of armor starting out. He's not like Doom, who has none. And you combine all of that with the fact that despite getting pestered, his Vampiric Aura is giving him a little bit of HP back whenever he hits. He's got some good regen and Stout Shield. Wraith King's a pretty resilient hero in the early steps of this game.
Yep, and now it's Ush's turn to get completely zoned out, so they're just taking turns. He's already bought up a TP scroll, so he's gonna heal up and then go jump right back into the lane. At top, IX Mike seems to he's got the best creep possible. He's got the Unholy Aura, which gives him what, +4 HP regen per second. He's got Tango, Scorch Earth. He's not gonna have any problems up against this Nature's Prophet.
Oh, it looks like we might have an engagement on the bot. Indeed we do, but of course an invisible SNA is just waiting in the wings. Can't quite get him with that Shadow Wave. Cold Feet now on Paxa. They are able to actually polish him off, but Shallow Grave gonna be enough to actually guarantee that he doesn't die here. And wow, this Mongolz tri-lane, I am surprised by just how potent it is appearing to be. While we say that, up top, IX Mike in a heap of trouble. Actually, not too sure what he's doing. Eats a Tang, eats a tree, and with Scorched Earth and that 4 HP regen out of Unholy Aura, actually just regens through the right clicks of Masquerade. Nothing he could do there. Still, though, getting very close. And IX Mike basically back up to full HP in, I don't know, how long was that? 10 seconds? Just ridiculous. Did use a salve, obviously, but None too bad, and Mongolz really punishing the paper thinness of these bottom heroes right now. Both of these supports only have 511 HP, 1 armor on the Witch Doctor, 2 on Ancient, and of course 7 Eves with quite a lot more than that. But still, I thought that these 3 ranged heroes were really just gonna buffalo Paxa left, right, and center.
I think earlier that was a really smart play from Ix Mike, recognizing the fact that, hey, there's nothing that Nature's Prophet can do to you before he gets the phase boots. And if that's the case, then you might as well trade exchange. You having the regen advantage, heal back up.
Oh, arrow lands on Paxa. This is not what you want to see. Casks go down, not bouncing too luckily, however. Looks like a cold feet will actually land on Storm. Doesn't have any points in spiked carapace, but of course always does have a bit of a shallow grave. So he's never really going to fall. Masquerade now TP's in. Can't quite get the kill on 7 Eves. And of course that Voodoo Restoration almost able to save him. They really do want to take down SNA. Not able to polish him off. And now the Cask does get a nice bounce on Huntsman. Might be enough, but with that Shadow Wave, gonna be able to get out of here scot-free. So this Shadow Priest doing an obscene amount of work for this lane.
It's not just that though, there's also the Vampiric Aura. You have Vamp Aura, which gives everyone on your lane lifesteal, and you've got the Shadow Wave, and then you've got Shallow Grave. Oh man, it's amazing the way they're executing right now. Mongolz, they never cease to impress.
Oh yeah, not at all. And excuse me, as I was about to say, Storm, Nyx Assassin, he actually hasn't even gotten a point in spiked carapace, but I feel like if he had, this lane on the bot is just going to be impossible to ever kill if he had, because yeah, you might get a stun or something along those lines, but if he just has spiked carapace, it's just going to turn everything back on its head. Ix Mike now trying to get as much damage and basically just trying to take this tower as quick as possible, realizing that things are not going his way very well. Masquerade now right on top of him, has phase boots, also playing a little bit of ring around the rosy, but there is a doom on him now. Looks like Ix Mike trying very hard to actually burn him down with that Scorched Earth. Masquerade needs to be careful here. At the very least, he could get denied, and there's the Scorched Earth. Phase boot through the Trents, and with that, that's going to be an easy kill going the way of Ix Mike, and actually a tower top. So not too bad. Now SNA getting caught out by Sanke. Can't do a single thing here, and the Mongolz continuing to impress, I gotta say.
That was a questionable decision by the Nature's Prophet. He could have just walked away, but perhaps he was seeing that, hey, Viper's rotating around, and Ix Mike realized it, and then turned around, and then, I don't know, I just felt like it was misplay from the Furion.
Sanke eating a lot of hits from Ush, doesn't seem to care at all, and of course Corrosive Skin playing into that. Now it looks like there's that Shallow Grave on Huntsman himself, but the Casks bouncing quite nicely. Ooh, Shadow Wave, not quite enough. Paxa though, one more big chop and he's going to be able to get him. Does indeed. Masquerade now. Bry does have ways to eat trees. Now going to be able to stun him and polish him off. So this Race King, oh, stunned underneath the tower. Unfortunate enough for him, but he does have a buddy coming in Storm, and the clutch stun. Masquerade now as well. Storm able to polish off 7 Eves. Now Ush in a bit of trouble. Doesn't have a way to eat trees, but is going to be able to get out of there scot-free. So not too badly. And I just want to quickly look at the gold graph, see if actually SNA of all things is winning this one. Experience-wise, pretty much dead even, but I feel like this carry Paxa, this carry Wraithing has been having the start of his life.
Yeah, but at the same time, Ix Mike is very close to that that mech for his team. Once he gets that, they can look to do a lot more, you know, can take on more fights.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'm not too worried about it. And actually, now that I look at the last hits, Paxa dreadfully low. He's been a part of he's been a part of a lot of kills. He's been doing whatever he can, but he just doesn't have that many actual last hits, and therefore he doesn't have that much gold. His net worth is actually dramatically below Doom's, of course. It's even below Wind Rangers, of all things. Now it looks like we have an engagement in the mid. Storm getting caught out. Does have Spike Carapace. Sanke able to actually defend against it a little bit. Trying to take down SNA as much as possible. Will be able to poison him down. And now Sanke, he needs to run away from this. Can't quite get a heal in from Huntsman. And now MGL in a bit of trouble. These Trents, what can they do? It looks like they're definitely blocking in Ush at the very least. But those phase boots going to be able to basically stem that tight end. Paxa once again just comes in and tries to clean up. 7 Eves, he's got an arrow, but Masquerade is here now. Throws the arrow, does get the stun, but getting stunned himself, and that might have actually, for a second there, I thought that Sprout might have saved him. But now with Wraith King having his ult, it's going to be real difficult for SNA to actually deal with him. But of course, space created for IX Mike on top.
Yep, and IX Mike up against Sunky. He has a Doom. He might be forced to use it.
But if he does, he's just going to get slowed all day long as well. Oh wait, no, Doom would stop Corrosive Skin, wouldn't it?
Doom... I don't know. Doing interaction with a lot of skills, it's interesting. Sometimes you expect it, it's like, yeah, you should, but I don't know.
I don't know, I guess we'll see right now. It looks like it does indeed stop Corrosive Skin, as it should, considering it mutes every ability and item, and everything all in one. Now 7 Eves getting caught out, stunned to high hell. Does he get a leap away? Just barely moves a titch, but of course, nothing too much happening there. Now looks like they are trying to turn things around. That Treant block! Can't do too much when you're covered in pumpkins.
Wow, money. That was sick. That was sick. Either way, he would have died, but I mean, it was just sick watching those surrounds.
Oh yeah, now looks like we have another engagement on the bot. Paxa getting stunned out, but of course, plenty of mana in his coffers to make sure he comes back. They really do want this tower. The casks, though, absolutely destroying Paxa. He needs to just give up on it or continue to fight. 7 Eves in a bit of trouble. Very, very low indeed. And there he's going for the stun. Paxa going just so ballsy right now. He always has Shadow Wave to protect him. Shallow Grave now just being used as well. Paxa, at the very least, going to be able to... He can't regen through these guys. Not just yet, but Bry so low. IX Mike now charging in. It looks like Huntsman having a bit of a trouble. Storm, not too sure what he's doing, but he gets the stun off anyways with that carapace on the fiery earth beneath him. And now it looks like IX Mike is finally able to chop that Shadow Priest in the back and polish him off.
Oh, and Ashes is applying a lot of pressure at mid. But Masquerade is here, and he's going to defend the towers. Wow, he's been practicing those surrounds, right? I mean, look at it. He even surrounded the catapult.
Top tower has fallen.
Oh, and Storm, he's got the Vendetta, and they saw it. Ashe is perfectly aware of this. And not only that, there's a sentry ward right down at mid. So yeah, this is never gonna happen.
Yeah, not so much. Bryze actually has hit level 7, so they do have that AA ult for that nice global killing that they can possibly go for. But I don't know, it seems pretty hard to deal with. Paxa's been having a great time despite his low last hits. It looks like he's finally decided to just man fight and go in and get that gold. Looks like a Doom could go right on him right now. Doesn't seem to really care, and it's just one-on-one huge guy versus huge guy, and right now Pax is going to be leading the charge unless, of course, he gets AA ulted. No more healing from him. All IX Mike has to do now is really chase him down, but that AA ult at level 1 really doesn't last as long as you would want, and Paxa, his ult is down, so he actually does need to be very careful. Cannot play as ballsy as a Wraith King would normally want to. There's the Doom as well. Cask, but nothing to bounce to. But now, with all of that, I do not see Paxa getting out of this one alive by any means. No way to deny him, and a beautiful power shot just to guarantee that he does not get out of here. Looks like we have a Vendetta Storm doing what he can. Sanke in a bit of trouble as well. IX Mike very low. Do they have any detection? Don't think they actually do. There's the AA ult now being used on Storm. Can't do a single thing. It looks like everybody's still happy to fight in Moonlight Shadow. Sanke now getting latched to a tree once again. And SNA able to bring it back as far as these kills are concerned. I don't care how strong Shadow Priest is and Dazzle is right now. You cannot really live or make one of your friends live through Doom, through Maledict, through anything like that. Paxa now right into it. SNA has absolutely no mana. Pretty much none of these heroes do, but Storm absolutely melting. Looks like we have a TP in from Masquerade as well. Doesn't want to get caught into too much. Paxa doing his very best just to take down every support imaginable. And of course, if you're a Shadow Priest, you're going to be a lot harder to take down some of these other supports. Paxa still trying very hard to find Bree. Oh, and the mech, clutch mech just to save him, and now Paxa gonna be falling apart at the seams right now. Has AA ult, can't heal through anything. Of course, doesn't have the damage to do that either, and I will be absolutely amazed if he gets out of here. Nobody has mana, however, to actually chase him down. Arrow flies, Paxa able to get out of there. Paxa now stunning IX Mike. Ush all over top of him, however. He doesn't have ult, not too sure why he's turning around. Kamehameha to try and polish him off, can't quite do it. Nobody has the mana to actually chase him down right now. Win run in 100, has it available, and now instead is TPing out. Looks to see that they're trying to find a stun, can't quite do it. And when everything is said and done, it's like SNA probably coming out on top of that. If you look at the gold, it just doesn't really tell you anything about how this match has been going. So,
Paxa. Oh. Holy crap, this Wraith King, man, he's been manning up. Like, he just doesn't care, just jumps into the fray and then just keeps going and going and going. And Ancient Apparition, those are some very, very nice jukes to keep himself alive. But I feel like the earlier team fights doing that tier 1 tower, they shouldn't have aimed with Doom. That was the one hero they really cannot afford to go on. And now Doom, he's decided to let mana burn. And looking at Wraith King's mana pool, it's not going to be very efficient, just that 100 mana burn every single time. But if they have the patience to burn out the mana, which is like 18-second cooldown, it could take a while, but if they manage to burn enough mana, then they can kill Paxa.
I think if anything, they'll just try and go for that unexpected mana burn of all things. Arrow flies, doesn't actually land on Paxa, and now a sentry going down immediately. They know Moonlight Shadow has been used. Oh, chops him right in half. 7 Eves now absolutely melting. This is not going well for them. Obviously, you do doom this guy now, but his ult is still up, so nothing too much going to be happening from that. IX Mike able to chop down that tree with a Quelling Blade, still just absolutely eating through everything, doesn't even care, and now just running away with that little tail of his, and there's just nothing that they can do right now. While that's happening, you do have Sonke taking out the mid tower, so they are getting a few gains for their troubles. They got 2 kills, they get a mid tower. Mongolz definitely holding their own in this game right now.
Oh man, Paxa, he's just running in. He never cares. It just feels like the Skeleton King plus Shadow Priest combo is just unbelievable. Perhaps we needed something like Drukquil's Axe to do some chopping.
Oh, I think so. And now it looks like the push will start to come up. Looks like we do have SNA hiding in the back. Seems he can't get a good cast. The stuns are not with him. Too many Trents, obviously. Everything is going down. Ush gets a nice power shot, but nothing too much is happening. IX Mike, no doom on anybody available. And now, of course, Huntsman able to just shallow grave himself. AA, both the supports have been dead. You have this hasted Viper in the back, absolutely cleaning up, and now 7 Eves doing whatever he can, but Paxa man fighting once again. They really do need to be able to take down this Ush. Vendetta cannot land him, and they get 3. They're gonna be able to get this tower shortly, I suspect. They just need to make some Trents, and of course 7 Eves is all the way home right now, but still they get 3 kills, they get a tier 2. The Mongolz is just playing incredibly well right now. Clean, crisp, finding those openings, and you know what? Paxa is just man fighting to the extreme. He is just playing ridiculously right now. Oh, it looks now like 7 Eves in a bit of trouble. Needs to leap up here. Doesn't have it available, and it is going to get caught out. Looks like a nice bouncing cask in the meantime. Ush in a bit of trouble. Does now have Windwalk. Doesn't have to worry too much about what's going on. Of course, you do now, as soon as you see Masquerade get there. Nothing too much she can do. Force Staff not available. Beautiful Shackle, though, and can't quite get out of there in time. Masquerade has gone Necronomicon 3. I think that is a good pickup for this matchup right now.
Oh man, the Mongolz, they're on a roll. Like, the heroes are so hard to kill. And it just feels like no matter what you do, Mongolz, they don't care. And this isn't even a full-on hard carry Wraith King. It's more like a tank. It just drives right through you. And now with that Blade Mail pickup, he has even more mana to constantly spam his stuns. And I'm surprised just at how much the stun is doing. The cooldown is surprisingly short. I've never felt this way before because, I mean, it's not very often that you can spam on a Wraith King. But this combo, it's just ridiculous. They just keep going and going and going.
Well, it's like Wraith King has 3 lives.
Pretty much. It feels that way, huh? Imagine if he picks up Aegis.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going to do about this guy?
That's what you want. And
at the same time.
Oh, not to interrupt, I just want to say, I'm just loving the pickup from Masquerade in this Necro 3. It's only 18 minutes in, he's got a Necro 3, and if you look at the lineup that SNA +4 is running, Wind Ranger, Ancient Apparition, Mirana, Witch Doctor, the only one who has any chance of tanking those Necronomicon creeps is the Doom, and even this early on, he's going to be having a difficult time enough with them. And if anybody just kind of throws out those AoE spells and gets that big 600 damage lightning bolt from the warrior, that's like all of their HP. That's 3/4 of most of their HP. They just can't deal with it.
Yeah. Not only that, like, how often do you see a Mirana with 0 kill, 8 death, 3 assist around 20 minutes into the game? Man, it just goes to show how rough the trial lane's been. Even a Witch Doctor has 0 kill, 6 death. Oh, and we have a smoke, and then they're rotating in. This is some of the best moments for an Ancient Apparition, but once again, Paxa just doesn't care. Like, he's gonna tank everything. I'm gonna feel
God, yeah. They just ate through that entire AA thing. Doesn't even matter. Arrow flies, doesn't matter. Actually does land on Paxa, of all things. And there's just nothing that SNA +4 could really do there. I felt, you know what, you maybe go in, get a Doom, but they just do not have the AoE. And it just goes to show you, Mongols do not care at all. Ooh, the Force Staff away, not quite far enough, however. And now with AA falling, this looks like it's the beginning of the end. Who actually picked up that Aegis? Is that?
Viper.
Oh, Viper picked up the Aegis. I wanted to see it on Pax at the very least. IX Mike now in a heap of trouble, getting slowed to high hell in a heap of trouble indeed. SNA, beautiful little death ward. Doesn't matter though. Paxa just man-moding this shit to high hell. Looks like IX Mike does get a Doom onto the Shadow Priest. That is the target you want. Paxa though, shackling to this Trent, not a great place to be. Actually finally does fall, and this push not going as well as I would have expected coming out of the Mongols. Maybe feeling a little bit too safe because of that Roshan and Aegis get. Sonke actually very low, and they just let they did indeed let this Wraith King tank everything up. Not too sure if it's panned out, but now, of course, Masquerade piling on the damage. Buybacks available. Who has them on this dire side? Doesn't look like anybody except Wind Ranger. So this is gonna be a tower.
They can keep going. They already used up the buybacks on the Doom and Ancient Apparition, and he did Doom the Shadow Priest, and that's the only reason why the Skeleton King actually died. But they don't even need him. He essentially is just the ultimate tank, and some nice 3-amp blocks, just keeping Storm out of trouble, and there's no way they can stop these Raxes from falling.
Oh yeah, nothing at all. And well, at the very least, they might be able to come back, but these Necros just chopping away as if that was a huge tree, taking that out very nicely. Now the AA goes down. Doesn't matter though, that arrow doesn't quite land how you'd want it. IX Mike doing his very best, but slowed very, very well by this Viper Bite. Can't do too much in Masquerade. It looks like he's gonna be able to get out of here. Sonke now might be trying to turn this around. Not too sure if he should be staying here. How many stuns? Stun on 2 coming out of Storm. The Death Ward on and off cooldown, all in this course of the fight, and Masquerade gonna fall, but everybody else gonna be able to get out of there with their lives, so not a bad trade, not bad to see how that went down at all. And Paxa, I don't want to say the king of this match, but God, if he has not been the sole tank this entire time, and that's exactly what he's just going for, an assault. Obviously very good item on Wraith, will make him hit like a truck as well, just as far as speed is concerned, but he's not this huge damage carry. Wraith, like you said, he's just this giant bag of meat, and they can't ignore him. And as you can see, when he gets those lucky crits, IX Mike can't really do too much. Paxa now chasing after him, pops the blade mail just to try and get as much damage on him as possible. And now that you have Huntsman MGL to back him up, I don't know if they know that he's here yet. Now they do. Paxa needs to be a little bit careful here. Oh no, Huntsman way too far forward. That's an unnecessary death if I've ever seen one. But Paxa now going in, and he just chases down the supports. This is just so enjoyable to watch. Now he has been shackled. Oh, but his ult comes off a cooldown just then. Necro's now being used along with the drums. This is going to be a tier 2. IX Mike, there's a Viper Bite on him. Can't get too far away from that one. And with that, you actually have Storm in the background taking care of SNA. Ooh, nice shackle on 2, not going to be enough. And of course, you have Masquerade constantly pushing in, taking these towers, doing very nice for himself right there. As far as the buybacks are concerned, still none for SNA, so it looks like this is going to be another tier 3 going the way of Mongolz. And usually, like you said, the AA ult, very nice at stopping these pushes, really does stop them, but you just, Paxa doesn't even care. He just waits for it to end, does what he can, throws down a stun, runs in, and of course just heals up. Big arrow on him, doesn't seem to care once again. Cold feet as well, right within a tower, and he is gonna pop. Doesn't matter at all though, and it just looks like Mongolz outplaying SNA +4 a little bit here, playing terrifically, and yes indeed, there's the GG. So boom, there you have it, everybody. The Mongolz. I've been talking for so long, I didn't even let Mito get in a word. Edgewise, so sorry, buddy.
It's fine. that was. I'm enjoying this, man. This is so cool. Oh god.
Oh baby. So there you have it, everybody. The Mongolz are your ESPL Weekly Series number 6 finalists and champions. $100 going the way of them. Looks like SNA +4 just not able to crack the lineup that Mongolz had going for him. And man, that Wraith King did so much work. I'm just so incredibly impressed by it. So thank you everybody, of course, for tuning in. I've been your main caster Briefcase. Along with me for the ride has been Mito. And we'll see you next week, and then the week after that, and then I think even the week after that, the main event will be coming up fairly shortly. So stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled, and we'll be having some good games coming up next week as well. So go right ahead. Oh yeah, we might as well say it. The tournament's open to everybody. Go sign up. It's open. You could be in it. We could cast for you. You might enjoy it.
Oh, so that was one hell of a game. So thanks for watching, guys. And I'm gonna go down the replay right now and go through them again, especially the last game.
Oh yeah, I think it's completely necessary.